Had a little listen to his podcast, huh?
Dude, it's educational. And besides, I've been wanting to listen to this one.
Welcome to Idling in the Impala, a podcast by and for lovers of supernatural and the fan fiction it inspires. Before we begin, I just want to remind you to like, subscribe, and follow wherever you listen to us so you don't miss any episodes or bonus stuff that we do. I'm Sandra.
I'm Karlee, and we can't stop doing this, you guys. We gave you like a really big break, but we can't stop. We can't stop doing top and bottom lists. We're gonna rename the channel to Supernatural Top Tens. No, we're not gonna do that. No, we're not gonna do that. This one was in the works for a little while. Because we broke up the last three by like season, and we were like, we weren't like anything. Sandra was like, we should do a definitive top and bottom 10. So I was like, yeah, we should. And now we have. So we've taken from our lists.
Yes, we had a rule, right? Because I don't remember did we establish that we were only going to use what we out of our lists?
Shit, if we establish that is a problem.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. My rule for me was I was just going to use whatever I had figured out were like my bottoms for those three separate sections, and then my tops for my three separate sections. And then I could only use those. So I couldn't decide later.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. I will swap.
No, you don't have to. That was my rule for me. I thought we had talked about it, but if we haven't, that's just how I did it. It's fine.
No, see, I think that we did talk about that, and I forgot.
No,
we're so
Karlee,
professional.
don't change yours now, because I want keep what you've got. Seriously, keep what you've got.
No, it's fine. I'll put it in as a
keep what you have. Keep what you have. Okay. We're arguing. Okay. Keep what you have.
Okay.
Keep what you have.
Okay. Right. I did not follow the instructions.
Hey, so
you're follow the instructions.
Agent of Chaos. There we go.
Yeah,
you're the Agent of Chaos.
That's what it is.
See, you worried. You worried you're going to lose that moniker. No way. Agent of Chaos and Cake.
No,
here we go.
Agent of Chaos. Even when given explicit instructions, Agent of Chaos goes, nah.
They're like, I remember that now.
In my defense.
It was a while, right?
No, in my defense, when we first did these top and bottoms, I wasn't as deep into the connection I feel between me and Sam as I am now. So that's why this didn't make the cut the first time around.
Okay.
That's all.
That's fine.
All.
That's absolutely fine.
Okay.
I do remember you did message me and said, are we still not putting in 1520? I said, yes, correct. Because that got its own episode as to why we blank it.
Yeah, we did that.
Not using those words anymore, but why for us, it's the not favorite episode. So we took everything else.
Some feelings about that. So
and that was great.
Not mentioned. You had feelings. You told us the feelings. We respect your feelings. Moving on. When we did the third top and bottom 10, we agreed then that we wouldn't include that because we felt that it deserved its own episode, which we have now done. So coming back to a definitive list from the original lists that I can't follow instructions for, we also agreed, because that would have been boring. We would have both been like number one bottom. So we just didn't.
Yeah, now, because we both would have been the same on that one.
Yeah, it would have been the same, and that would have been boring. Half the fun of these is arguing. What is the best in your top three? Fan fiction. There's another one, I'm sure.
Well, you're going to be able to relive all of those memories again and those feelings as we go through it again. I'm sure. PTSD from my choices. So yeah, I've got. So we decided we're going to do bottoms first, and I'm going to go and do my top bottom 10.
The tops of the bottoms.
The tops of the bottomists. Okay. So yeah, I mean, so I guess starting off, did you find it difficult to come up with like a definitive
not
bottom?
Bottoms, no, not bottoms. No. If it wasn't, I was thinking about this, and I filled. I had to put honorable mentions in for the top because I was like, I have too many episodes. But when it came to the bottom, I like roundly filled it out 10, and I was like, well, if it was a bad show, we wouldn't all still be talking about it. It wouldn't have run 15 seasons. There's not that many bad episodes, bugs. There's bad plot lines and there's mishandled things, but there's not a lot of episodes that you would go, this one is terrible, you know? So no, I didn't struggle. So did you have any trouble filling out like your bottom 10 tops of the bottoms, or was it easy for you as well?
So when I was looking back at my previous lists, I noticed that I had done maybe more monster of the weeks as my bottoms, but when I had to get like definitive, it became more about plot and like really what was happening. But I did have a couple just like straight up monster of the weeks in my final, just because they were really, to me, just that like inconsequential and not great for I think a few reasons. But all right, well, we're gonna get into it. So number 10 on my bottom list is Beat the Devil from season 13. And it is the one where Sam dies and Dean leaves him in Apocalypse World. So pretty much that's the reason.
Self-explanatory, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dean wouldn't leave.
Yeah. It just didn't make any sense. Character, all sorts of, it was just for plot purposes. And that's really just kind of always stuck in my craw about that. Number 9 is Man's Best Friend with Benefits from season 8. And that's the one with the witch and the familiar. So like a witch or warlock would have like an animal or whatever. And in this case, it was a white man who was a witch who had a dog as a familiar, which was a Doberman Pinscher, cute Doberman Pinscher, but would
sweet
be
dog.
Was a black woman. And just not a good episode in general for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
You just wonder,
who approved that?
Who approves that that's a good idea? It's just not a good idea. So I think it could have been a cute story. I think they just didn't. I think the writers too are a duo of writers that I don't think particularly like land most of their episodes, because I think the next episode might be written by the same two. It's not. So my number 8 is Mannequin 3: The Reckoning, and that's from season 6.
Oh, I just watched that one.
Yeah. What did you think of that one watching it again? It's just so kind of like
it's a bit slasher movie. Yeah. It is a bit weird. And I also, that's the one with where Ben puts out the SOS and Dean turns up on and I didn't it wasn't a great episode, I will say. And I was very confused by the ending where the guy has the mannequin that might be a sex doll and it like blinks and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. What is happening? And then it's just never addressed again. And I'm like, I have questions. I have a lot of what is happening? Yeah.
So I think it's just one of those. And I think it kind of like, I understand why they do throw in some monster of the weeks at certain points, because I feel like it kind of,
you need it.
It could be like a cleanser, like it can cleanse it and kind of like reset and stuff like that. But I didn't like that one at all. Number 7, Inherit the Earth from season 15. So the penultimate episode. And I was looking at my notes from before and just like some reminders, the way the writers faked out Dean and viewers with the call from Cass that turned out to be Lucifer, lazy writing of the whole what was going on with Jack and what the boys were plotting against God, a lot of telling, not showing. Just like I didn't mind the ending. I felt like the ending of that could have been so much better, but it was okay. I think as they got towards the end of season 15, it just
everyone was knackered.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then of course you have to remember that
it was the first one after COVID. Yeah. So that just felt it just wasn't like the usual thing that I would have expected, I think. Not that they wasn't necessarily like pulled out all the stops for it, but they were limited in a lot of ways too. We did an episode on that called Directing Supernatural. If you'd like to listen to that. See, I can do plugs too. Segues. Okay. So back to this number 6, The Rupture from season 15. Good episode, but Rowena dies. So that was I just don't like that for that reason.
Yep.
Number 5, Dark Dynasty, season 10, Charlie dies. Again, the Steins, it was just for plot. It was just for plot purposes. The Rowena thing I can accept a little bit more because Rowena comes back and you understand there was some motive, maybe behind what she was doing too. So, but I still.
And like she'd accepted it as well. She was like, no, it has to be this way and don't worry about it. I got plans.
Just
this is not the end.
Bittersweet to me because I think it's like I ended up caring about that character so much and I wasn't expecting it. And it really, it just really did hurt. And I didn't expect it to hurt that much. So that's why for me, it's like,
yeah,
I like the feelings. No. Number 4, All Along the Watchtower, season 12, Crowley dies. I don't like what they did with Crowley towards the end. It upsets me that he sacrificed himself for literally no purpose because Lucifer ends up coming like at the very end of the episode. He ends up breaking through anyway, and then Mary, and then they're back in Apocalypse World and that whole thing on season 13. So I was just like, it wasn't a worthy death, I guess, for him.
No.
Like Rowena's at least was worthy. Like I feel like things tracked in the storyline for that. Crowley's no. Same thing with Charlie. It was just they didn't know what to do with him anymore. They got rid of him. And I learned to love Mark Sheppard more every time I see him. So it's just like it hurts a little bit more every time I see that episode. So yeah, that was my number 4. Number 3 is Bitten from season 8, the werewolf shaky cam episode. Kind of just don't like it for
shaky cam. I can't with shaky cam.
I also don't like. I just don't like episodes where you don't see the boys a lot and they don't get a lot of airtime in that episode. They're B plot and they don't need to be B plot, like that kind of thing. I understand they were trying to do something different. It just, for me, it didn't work. And they brought the character back. And I didn't think they needed to bring her back. They brought her back for one episode, but I'm like, like you could have brought other people back, like for whatever reason, to fill in a spot between Demon Dean and fan fiction, but you decided to do this. Okay, so all right. Yeah, it just didn't work for me. Number 2.
Yep.
Bloodlines from season 9.
Yeah.
Again, pretty much boys are B plot. It was a backdoor pilot episode. A lot of things just didn't hit with that. And I wasn't interested. They didn't make me interested enough in that the family dynamic, kind of like, mob boss situations, 2, factions of, what was it? I don't even, was it Shifter?
Werewolves and shifters and werewolves just like all monsters of, garbage.
I don't even remember. So it just, it wasn't, I didn't like it. So number 1.
Drum roll.
Is Drag Me Away From You, season 15. I will still be bitter.
That the flashback one?
Yes, I will still be bitter about the fact that we had 4 episodes left.
4 episodes from the end.
And they bring back they do a Monster of the Week flashback that was totally unnecessary, just so they could have that car scene at the end where, guess what? They're mad at each other again. Let's do that. Like you could have had so many other ways to do that. And I also, nothing to the child actors, but the way that they wrote Dean and Sam to me was maybe one of the weakest I've seen of the boys, and their relationship and stuff like that. It didn't hit for me the way previous incarnations. And again, I don't think that's the fault of the actors. I just think it's the way the writing, and they weren't really true to the relationship between Sam and Dean, I felt. So lots of reasons I was bitter about that one. I just, again, like I'm looking, I've got 3 from season 15, in my, and they're all of them, like it's season 6 and up that I've got in terms of bottoms. So I think that just says a lot in terms of what was going on.
What happened?
What happened?
What
overall.
the fuck happened after season 6?
Yeah.
What happened, guys? Yeah.
Ah, so that was
that's
mine.
interesting.
Do I have any similars?
There's a couple of overlaps. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's a couple of overlaps.
Well, let's get into yours and see.
So my missed bottom. My number 10 is, and this will come as no surprise to Sandra, is Scooby Natural, y'all. I fucking hate that episode. I hate it so much.
I was waiting for you to put that one in there. Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm surprised it's only number 10. I was expecting it to be higher.
No, I don't like that. I think it's dumb. It gives me cringe. I don't know. I can't get on board with that. My number 9, and this again will be no surprise to Sandra whatsoever, is fan fiction. I fucking hate that episode. There's no singing in Supernatural, y'all. I hate it so much.
Have we established though that the main reason is it gives you a lot of cringe? Is that it too?
Yeah, that's why. That's why. It just, oh god, no. It just really gives me all the cringe, all the secondhand embarrassment, all the cringe.
Okay, fair.
So
fair.
My number 8, which is it is a bit of a wild card, this one, because it's not bad, but there are reasons why I don't like it. So it's actually the episode I'm in the middle of right now, and it's My Heart Will Go On, 6, 7 to 8. And I think the premise is dumb. I think like with everything that's going on, and you just had Balthazar throw them into an alternate universe, which the French mistake. It still gives me secondhand embarrassment, but it still really makes me laugh. So Misha, it's like it is still funny, and it's funnier now looking at the stuff and knowing that like stuff that Jared and Jensen took, like the stupid picture of Jared riding the horse and the cowboy hat, and like that exists in his house now. Like it's funny, but to go from that and this, like this world ending issue that Balthazar has to throw them through and blah 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 blah. So then, I unsunk the Titanic because I didn't like the movie. That's weak to me. But also, this seems to be a habit that Supernatural picks up. They bring Ellen back for no reason other than to fuck with you. For no reason, because it takes you a little while to realize what's happened. Like I know the car's different and stuff. But it does.
Yeah, isn't it
take
funny
you a
though?
while to be
that one episode, like it's like you feel something's off, and it's just like I didn't even really notice. Like I'm like, why are they getting into a car and not making any reference that it's not baby? And then it's like, what's going on? So like that aspect of it. I kind of like that they kind of like slowly like and then you see her and stuff. You're like, wait a minute, something's really not right. Like going on right now. So yeah.
See, and I'm never a fan of that. It happens every time I think I'm over Bobby's death, he'll come back for like one episode. There'll be like a flashback or something, and I'm like, fucking really?
Oh,
can I not grieve this man in peace?
Yeah.
And we talked about it. Ellen's death scene hits me so fucking hard. Gets my little soapbox out. As a mother, get off my little soapbox. It hits me so fucking hard. So to have them just toss Samantha back in and just like tug my heartstrings again, I'm like, fuck you. So that's why. That's why. My number 7 is overlap. It's The Rupture. Dead Rowena. I can't. And it's not so much Dead Rowena because she seems pretty chill about it.
Yeah.
It's the absolute crushed look on Sam's face when he does it, and she's telling him like not
there's
to cry,
my boy,
and
she says there's my boy. There's my boy is like there's my boy.
I hate that one. It's like and I know that I don't know if it was as bad like going into the filming of season 15, but I know that by the end Jared especially was like having to tell himself that he not to cry Sam's tears and to save it for the camera. So all I can think is like how much it must have been hurting Jared as well. And I hate Mystery Spot just for that reason. Just because I know Jared found it difficult to film. So it's I think like Rowena seemed pretty chill about her death. Of all the deaths on Supernatural, she seemed pretty like it was a death with purpose. You know, she had a plan. She was gonna get Prime in hell. It was gonna be great. And she goes on and does wonderful things. It was Sam's.
Yeah, I just didn't like how it hit me feel wise. It was it hurt a lot. Yeah.
My number 6 is Alpha and Omega.
Okay.
Mary Winchester, y'all.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was the one.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason. Is because that's the episode that Mary comes back in. And I think it's fucking stupid. 100% stupid. I remember the episode that Jack kills Mary, making it into my top 10 of that, like, 5 seasons, just purely because it's the episode that Jack kills Mary.
Oh my god.
For no other reason. I fucking hate the character of Mary Winchester. Get fucked. So, Alpha and Omega. Number 5, Do You Believe in Miracles? The finale of season 9. Dean's death kills me. He has been beat to all holy hell by Metatron, and Sam's there, and they're crying, and it's awful, and I hate it.
And then Sam finally, like, breaks down and is like, well, and Dean's like, I thought you didn't care. And he's like, I lied. And Dean's like, ain't that a bitch? I was just like,
I hate that one.
Oh god.
So coming in at number 4, Chris Angel is a douchebag from season 4 for 2 reasons. Number 1 is the ending scene with Jay. It's so heart-wrenchingly awful to see him just be like, well, what have I got to live for? My best friend's dead. My other friend wants nothing to do with me. And you can sort of see Dean internalize that and realize, that's what's staring him down in the future. And also that particular scene being the one that drives Sam to Ruby as well.
Okay.
And also the scene with Dean and the Chief upsets me. It's funny, but we covered this, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
It's not sexual assault if it's against a man, but like, if it had been a woman and someone had sent a woman to a big scary like dungeon dom, like
it wouldn't be. It would be a ha ha ha. Yeah.
So I don't like that.
Aww.
Number 3 is Beat the Devil.
Okay.
Dean would never leave Sam. Would never ever leave Sam. If it wasn't for one very specific other episode, this would be my number 1 every time. Dean would never leave Sam. Ever. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Number 2,
or at least with the just with the caveat that he wouldn't leave him unless if he knew that there was a way he could come back and because he did that in Red Meat.
Yeah.
He had a plan. There was literally no.
But he tried first. He tried first. He tried everything he could, and then he was like, "Okay, I can't get both of you out of here, so I'm going to come back for you."
Yeah.
Yeah. And he'd done everything he could to like.
Yeah, it was too easy. It was too quick. It was too whatever again plot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, just had
and again, it was
there.
No, but it was just because they wanted to have Nick Lucifer come in and be the savior, but it just would not happen. It just would not happen.
Yeah. Number 2.
So, number 2. So this one inched out Beat the Devil really close, just for different reasons. So my number 2 is Heart.
What?
That ending.
Oh, the ending. I was like, I didn't know if the sex scene like helped, soothe that, but
that makes it worse.
It does make it worse for you. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
And it's again, when we did those lists before, I hadn't forged my soul bond with Sam quite yet. That's come over, the last 18 months of doing the podcast, and then like.
Well, yeah, because this was one of the first episodes we did, right? Yeah, for season 1 through 5. Yeah. And then, of course, like writing Junkies has got like so far under my skin as well, and like all the different like I know Sam so much better now than I did then. So it's this gut punch that it's never going to be okay. That no matter what he does and no matter what he tries,
always going to turn against him in the end. It's just, and this is like, Madison was the first girl since Jess, and blah, 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 and he still has to shoot her, and that fucking music at the end, and he's standing there and he's crying, and Dean offers to do it, and he's like, no, I got this. Like, awful. I watched the first half of that episode all fucking day long. The sex scene, you better believe it, motherfucker. But no, but it just beat the devil.
Okay,
just a tiny bit.
Okay,
but yeah, number one.
I think I know what it is.
If this episode didn't exist, I think Beat the Devil would be my number one, top bottom of all time. But y'all know what it is.
Is it time for it?
Time for fucking Becky. Fucking date rape. Fucking like the Yorkshire's coming out. Fucking Becky, right? No. Just I don't have enough words.
Yeah.
I profess to be an amateur author. I do not have enough words for how much I fucking loathe that character. And everyone's like, oh, it's funny. It's fucking drugged him. It is not funny.
Yeah.
It is fucking Becky.
God.
So that's my top. Fucking Becky. But if Becky was never a character that was conceived and that episode didn't exist, it would 100% be Beat the Devil. Absolutely. And Heart would be number 2. But Becky does exist, and Time for a Wedding does exist. Fuck you, Becky.
I find it funny that you've mentioned Bugs a few times, but Bugs did make it in your
Bugs is just
bottom.
Because when you think bad supernatural episodes, you're like, oh, Bugs, the CG was so bad. But it's not like the episode itself. It's a bit.
The overall plot of it isn't, but I think the one thing I'm like trying to appreciate when I go back is that even in the episodes I really thought were kind of like, there's usually some brother chat or bromance or something in there that I forget about. And they're hidden in some relatively crappy episodes. And I think it's that one, they have like they have a discussion where Sam is like, you were always Dad's favorite, da 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 da. And he's like, well, I didn't see it that way. And like that kind of thing. And like those kinds of moments that you kind of get a little bit more of.
And like
in tune with the characters. Yeah.
There are some shining moments. The multiple people going, we read to people of all orientations multiple times is funny. Dean in the shower is funny, It's just like, it's not a bad episode. It just has bad visual effects.
Yeah.
There's still a glimmer of something, but I don't know. That's just, you think of bad supernatural Bugs, isn't it? But yeah.
I think early. Bugs early ones.
Didn't make the cut.
Yeah. Okay. No, I knew Time for a Wedding was going to be in there. So I was like, I knew it was going to be number 1 for you. Yeah.
She'd be like, why don't you tell us 10-2, Karlee, and we'll guess the other one. She makes me so mad my Yorkshire comes out. It's ridiculous. Fuck. All right. So
now we're into the top 10.
I'm curious if any of your tops have matched with my bottoms like they always seem to.
Oh, so let me look. I didn't know when you read them out. I didn't see one. Well, there is one, but we know what that one is. That would be in my top 10. That's a carryover. So should I start and we'll see my top 10s and we'll see how angry I can make Karlee. When I was kind of looking at my choices, the top 10 was really hard because I kept looking. I'm like, I can't pick that one. And why am I picking this one? And I feel like my theme for most of these was single man tier, for reasons that I picked these. When I looked back at them now, no surprise. Most of these are on the more Dean heavy side in terms of like shocker. But number 10, but this was difficult. This was really difficult. What Is and What Shall Never Be from season 2. And that's the Gin episode where Dean is in this dream world and
Mary's alive.
He's got
a hot girlfriend.
And it's just there's there's a lot of sweet moments and reflection and stuff, and him having to decide, why is it always us, Dad? Why do we have to do that?
Made me sad.
So, but for some reason, they make me sad, but in a way that, like you were saying, getting to know Sam more and understanding him more. It's just, I just love Dean so much. It's like these moments are what kind of like made me connect with him even more. So I think that's why. I picked that one. Number 9 is Heaven and Hell from season 4, because there's backseat Dean with Anna, but then there's the confession at the end to Sam about his time in hell. I think that's one of the
that's I wish I couldn't feel a thing.
Yeah, that's one of the most impressive things I've seen Jensen do. And again, that was one of the things that made me.
I think he had to go walk that off.
Yeah. But the whole episode, I think, is structured really well. And even though there's a lot going on, it's got a good beat to it. Like it's pretty quick. But then there's times for reflection. Cass comes in, Uriel's like talking about. He's got it, I don't know what it is. He just, so it's just little bits and pieces of stuff in there. And even the Ruby and Alistair thing, and then like the little switch over in the end. But yeah, the back seat. I mean, come on. Dean in the backseat with Anna, that too, like that's like really great. Like that, there's just so many good things about that episode. So number 8 is Who We Are from season 12. That's a Mary episode where Dean uses the grenade launcher. First of all, it's a Mary episode. Dean uses the grenade launcher to get out of the bunker. And then he has that interaction with Mary where she's in her dream state. He goes back and he's trying to get her out of the dream state. And it's Jensen just acting his heart out and just, telling his mother he hates her and he loves her. And like, he had to sacrifice so much. And, I had to be a brother and a mother and a father and all of these things. And it's just lovely. Like, I don't know. There's just so many like moments like that with Jensen and Dean crying just like does stuff to me. So yeah, there was that one for number 8. Number 7, I know you don't like this episode. It's regarding Dean with season 12, where he loses his memory. It starts off very funny, like what's happening, and then it gets very sad and doomsday situation for Dean. But he has he gets these interactions, or other people get these interactions with him. Like Rowena has that interaction with him. That's so sweet. And she's like very confessional. She's like, well, you're not going to remember. And it's, and it's just, again, it's the scene with Dean in the mirror trying to remember stuff. It's very, again, Jensen.
That gives me all the pain.
Yeah, but Jensen just like all of that with Dean.
Oh, Jensen crushes it. Yeah.
And then he rides a mechanical bull at the end. I can't not make that into my top 10.
I'm sure that had no influence on your choosing.
No. Yeah, that was number 7. But I do really love that episode. Number 6, Swan Song from season 5, the finale. They both do such an amazing job throughout that episode.
Oh yeah.
Jared and Jensen. The ending scene, I think, where Sam breaks out of being controlled by Lucifer for that moment, and the flood of images, the way that was edited with the sound, it's just like of a car, like, just wind and spiraling together, like, and it's just the boys. It's just Sam and Dean, and they just like compiled like I think every moment they could that was a sweet moment from like those 5 seasons, and just did like a spinny wheel, and you just get that hit of it, and it just gets you in the gut. And then when Sam says to Dean, "Don't worry, Dean, I got him," and it's just like,
I got him, it's okay.
Oh
yeah.
My
feelings.
And I love
Samuel plays.
And I love the baby bookend. I love the story of baby going through that too. There's so many. It's such a really good episode in how it was constructed, and
Oh yeah.
written. And I mean, I think Kripke wrote that one, you know, and it's just like, you know, I think it was his swan song too, you know, like thinking it was going to possibly be the end of the show. And I think they did so many wonderful things with that episode. Yeah. I mean, I think it's really kind of like it's all Sam's show in that, you know, I mean, Dean has some good moments, but it's like Sammy, you know, Sammy through and through in that one.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Nihilism from season 14. That's the Michael Dean. Michael Dean comes back, takes over Dean, has him locked up in the dream state in his brain. I just love everything about this episode. Yeah, I love the bar.
It's got an excellent blooper as well.
I love Jensen acting as Michael Dean. I think it's so great to see him chew up scenery like that. And he does it really well. There's so many things about that. I like when they go into his brain and they're like, you get all of the flashbacks of sound.
And you get
like all of the things that are going on in Dean's brain. And then like Sam's like, well, wait, it wouldn't be trauma now. He tried it with trauma. It didn't work. He put him someplace where he just would be happy. And he's like a happy memory. And then Dean's like, you know, and Sam's like, wait, I don't remember that memory. That's not a memory that actually is a thing. Let's go there. And I love the repetitiveness of it. It gives me like Groundhog Day vibes. And I love Jensen just going over the bar. I for some reason, I just love that one little part. I was
going to say Jensen vaulting the bar.
Going over the bar for some reason. It's like, I guess I picked episodes too where I knew I could watch over and over again for like a specific thing that really always stands out to me, kind of thing. So that was my go ahead.
That episode only stands out to me for the blooper.
Which blooper is it?
That's now? It's I need no underwear. With Pamela. Like, why are you like this? And Pamela's it's the fact that like she's the only one that laughs.
They're just like so done.
Jared laughs because all men are 10-year-old boys in their brain. So he laughs, and Jensen and Misha are like, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And Pamela just fucking loses it.
She hasn't had 10 plus years of that to have to deal with.
It's so funny.
Gosh. Okay. Gotcha.
It's a good episode, but it's like it is one of those where when I think about that, the blooper stands out. Yeah.
Yep. No, I get it. Number 4 is Yellow Fever from season 4. I really don't think we have to discuss why. It's just a really good episode on all fronts.
Great episode.
It's got a great, you know, Eye of the Tiger thing at the end with Jensen.
I am on record as saying that episode is Jensen fucking around for 40 minutes while Jared tries to stay in character. It's great.
We just recently watched it. Ted and I watched it again because we're like, I think we're getting ready to start episode 9 of season 4. And I just watched this again as soon as it started with like, I love it when Ted remembers what the episodes are, like just like when it starts. And he's like, oh, this one. It's like, yes, this one. And he gets
this one.
He gets the best kick out of what like really gets him is when Jensen's driving and he's going like 20 miles an hour and then the EMF thing goes off and like Dean's just like, I'm haunted. He's like, am I haunted? And just Ted just loses it. He loves that bit. He loves lots of
bits.
Am I haunted? Yeah.
Am I haunted? Yep.
So, and then his whole like little monologue about who does this? Crazy people. And it's just like that.
Crazy people.
So,
yeah.
It's great when you can experience that with somebody and, you know, it's just fun. It's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're getting into the top 3. So number 3, Mystery Spot from season 3.
I'm not doing any more this for you.
No
more this.
I don't think you're going to, definitely don't think you're going to want to for the next one, but yeah, Mystery Spot.
Oh my
God. Mystery Spot for all the reasons Karlee does not. I just love that. I just love the episode.
15 bastard seasons of this show, 320 episodes, and you're like, nope, this is top 3 minutes.
Okay, so like
Spot.
if somebody told you like you could only watch a handful of episodes, Supernatural, this would be one of the
Spot
ones.
Would never make the cut,
but it would for me.
Ever.
It would for me. It would be one of those ones
You're
I would
so
be like,
calm.
I've gotta be able to watch it. I've got to be able to watch it every so often.
Do you know what though? It's funny because that episode is primarily Dean dying, and you're like, no, it's the best.
But it's so funny the way it's constructed.
These tacos taste funny.
It is so funny. That's my favorite way that he dies. These tacos taste funny to you. It's just there's so many amazing moments like that. Like, you know,
I like the shower death personally.
And I also like it when Sam is like repeating whatever Dean's saying and they're doing it at the same time. And it's just like there's so many great parts. And I've watched it, like I watch it through your eyes now and understand too. Like there's so much drama and baggage at the end of it. And it's a very seesaw episode. It's either like, you know, they lull you into the fun aspect of Dean dying 100 times.
And then
like,
they
boom.
hammer you over the head with
Yeah.
it happening for real.
Yeah. For good reason, because again, it's going to be something that Sam's going to have to deal with. And the fact that what really kind of like, I think makes it a great episode when you sit and think about it. And I know you're going to hate this, is just the fact that knowing that Sam not only had to go through Dean dying 100 times, but then going through him dying that final time, living through that for 6 months, it starting up the next time. And it's Dean having none of that and Sam having all of that. And I always wonder, did Sam ever tell Dean that? You know what I mean? Like that's one of my things I always wonder about. Because there's always like certain things that happen. I'm like, did they ever say anything? Did they ever tell the other person?
Categorically, no.
That
no.
Yeah.
If you don't see them have a conversation, and if you don't keep eyes on them at all times to make sure that nobody flits in and out, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
If you don't see the conversation happen with your eyes, they didn't talk about it. But
so it's a weight, you know, that I think that they both carry for different reasons for different things, and that's another thing, that the burden, you know, that Sam is carrying. And I don't know. I mean, it's tragic, but it's such a good and I think very important. I think it's an important episode. You know, it does a lot of things in that episode with character and what's going on and setting you up, but in a way that's not totally maudlin the whole
heavy.
Time, you know? And I think that's pretty impressive. So but it's just so funny in the beginning. Once it starts, it's just like a roller coaster of oh my God, I can't believe, oh God, oh he got hit by it, oh my God, and then all those other things. It's just so funny. Those parts are just so funny.
See, it's mystery spots like Heart. You were like, Heart, the sex scene didn't it doesn't make it for the ending for me. It's funny, you know, the did I look good? You peed yourself. Like it's funny. The arguing in the diner, do these tacos taste funny to you? Dean dies unexpectedly. Like it's funny.
Yeah.
But then the absolute complete tonal shift at the end.
Yeah.
I can't. And also I know how hard it was for Jared to film, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you a drum roll for this next one because I fucking know what it is.
What do you think it is? What do you think it is?
It's fan fiction.
It is fan fiction. That's number 2. That's number 2 from season 10 is fan fiction.
For all the reasons I hate it,
I love it.
Sandra loves it. Yeah. You need help.
Don't need to talk about it anymore, but all the reasons Karlee doesn't like it, I absolutely adore it. I think it's a beautiful love letter to the fans. I think they did it in such a great way.
Don't spin this round in a way that I start thinking, yeah, no, she's got a point there. No,
I'm sorry.
No singing in Supernatural.
Oh, but
there's no singing.
But I love that they turned it into a, you know, we're never going to do a musical, but they do it, and it's not Sam or Dean singing, but it is Sam and Dean singing because it's people playing Sam and Dean singing, and I love that. I love that.
Creatively, it's a very good episode, but it gives me so much cringe. I am 100%, because even Sam starts getting into it a little bit by the end. I'm 100%. There is no singing in Supernatural.
Yeah, and I think it gives a lot of like revelations to Dean, you know, a little bit too, that you kind of like maybe don't get major aha moments, but you think, oh, that's kind of like probably now getting put into his mind and filed away, you know, for something for later, and seeing things differently. And I think the fact that they might actually see themselves as heroes too, like at some point, like, you know, Like they always say it flippantly, I think they've said it once or twice, we're the guys that save the world, but it's true. And I don't think they get enough credit. And to see that they're getting some credit there, I think is really sweet. I love it. And I love the songs. I think they're so cute. A Single Man Tear is so cute. And what they're doing in the background with the, when they do the opening song and all of the props and the set dressing, and he gets the Samuelid back. It's just sweet. It's just sweet. I love it. Okay. I love it.
It's okay to differ. It would be a really boring show if we were like, we like all the same episodes.
Mm-hmm. So you might like my number one. You might like my number one, I think. But you don't have to do a drum roll if you don't want to. In anticipation.
No, it's number one.
What do you think it is?
Not a fucking Scooby, mate.
It's not Scooby Natural. No, it's not Scooby Natural.
No, that's the Brit phrase. Scooby Doo, Clue. Not Scooby, mate.
It's Baby from season 11.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't think we have to talk about why. It's just,
we don't have to talk about
it's a perfect,
why.
It's a perfect episode. It's a perfect episode.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing to fault with that. So, Baby.
Yeah. Did you have any honorable mentions? Because I have honorable mentions. So if you have them, you can say them.
Because
I would not be contained.
Hold on.
I lack the ability to follow instructions.
I mean, looking at ones that I kind of struggle with that I wanted to put in, changing channels for a while, just trying to figure out what to do with that.
Uh-huh.
Monster at the end of this book, I really liked because of again, kind of like the way they were playing on the meta part of it.
That's one when you convention.
No. Monster at the end of the book is when you get introduced to Chuck and the books.
Oh, right.
The supernatural books. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's the real Ghostbusters one I'm thinking of. Yeah. I'm reading about myself sitting in a laundromat reading about
the end from season 5, just because I love that one with Dean going to the future. That was hard to not leave in.
Yeah.
Then the pilot. I mean, I just think the pilot, because it started it all, but as I kept looking at stuff, I was like, A French Mistake. That's, it's a fun episode. Yeah. I mean, I think those were kind of like the main ones that I was really trying to figure out. That's mine.
Yeah, that's fair
so
enough.
What do we got?
Oh no, we do. I'll keep my
You don't have. You don't have this one. I'm surprised, but okay. All right. Let's hear.
So, So my number 10 top, the bottom of the tops, is the pilot.
Okay.
Because it's the one that started it all, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolute lightning in a bottle, TV magic. And I no definitive top 10 list would be right without that on it, because it's just, they didn't need any time. A lot of shows, they start out maybe a bit rocky as everyone's getting to know each other, and you oh no, give it time.
Yeah,
it gets better.
Jared and Jensen just kind of clicked, and that was it. Yeah,
straight out of the gate. So my number 9 is Inherit the Earth, which is weird, isn't it? My number 9 is Inherit the Earth.
It is.
I agree with all the things about lazy story writing and showing not telling and things like that, but that ending is it for me. They drive off into the sunset, they defeat the biggest big bad, and then they drive off into the sunset, and you don't know what happens. And I think you can comfortably leave the show there if you find the actual finale so distressing that you can leave it at 19. You never have to go and relive that final episode. You can be they drive off into the sunset and they live for 40 more years, and they die old men, and they settle down and they have a wife and kids, whatever. You can imagine anything. It's the perfect open ending. So it's got to be.
Okay.
Number 8 for me.
I will say for that, the one thing I wish they'd done just a little bit better was the montage. I felt like it could have been improved. They could have done a lot more with that, but I do like them. I do like the hopefulness that ending. That was good.
Yeah, that's it for me. I mean, obviously it's post-COVID, there's a million and one things that we could go, well, they could have done this better, they could have done that better, or this should have been that, or but I think for what they had, it was good. And I like the idea that I can end the show there, and all the times Dean said it's going to end bloody and it didn't. I can go, no, it didn't, they just drove up into the sunset and anything happened after that. So I find comfort in that.
Yeah, understand.
So my number 8 is Soul Survivor season 10. He's tied up, he's taunting, can we see some themes here, guys? See why I might be a massive fan of this episode. The chase through the bunker.
It was inspiration for Demonic Junkies. So, I mean, that was itself. Yeah.
It was inspiration. And we got that beautiful gif of Do It. Like, the internet would be a poorer place if it did not have that gif. Like 100%.
I'm still amazed that Jensen knows how to direct himself so well and give fans like what he wants, what they want.
I'm waiting for someone to be like, Jensen, Soul Survivor, can you answer why, when directing yourself, you chose to go a sexual route with that? It was your brother. Like, I have questions, but fucking hell. Yeah. So it's Soul Survivor.
Gosh, good choice.
Number 7. Clap your hands if you believe. Peak soulless. Fucking peak soulless. I love it. Do you have bigger cups? It's great. And then you get like Sam like shirtless in bed as well. It's really funny. Yeah. It's just really funny. And I really love it.
Good.
I love it. And then I found out recently, I've been watching like a bunch of like shorts on YouTube and like reels on Instagram, and especially on Instagram, it's quite supernatural heavy. So I found out that when Sam is facing off with the leprechaun at the end, Jared's improving when he's like, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, and like opens the salt shell. Apparently that line wasn't in there, and he was like, but why didn't I do this earlier? And I just think that's really funny. And also, that came on the back of watching something about Jared saying that Soulless was quite hard to get into character for, and Lucifer, Samifer was quite hard to get into character for. So I was like, to learn that he found that quite difficult, but he I just feel like he was having fun in that episode, Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good choice.
Cups.
Good choice.
Bigger cups. So this is where I went off task. Sorry.
Okay.
But again, when we did the originals of these, I did not have the forged soul connection that I have now. So my number 6 is The Great Escapist, which is
that one scene. Yeah, I know the scene down the hallway where he talks about feeling unpure.
That I wasn't. I wasn't pure, and I just think I resonate with that so much, and I've sort of accepted that. And I think Jared does such a wonderful job acting. And I think Dean at Jensen does such a wonderful job of being like, I don't know what to do. Fuck. But that scene breaks my heart.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart. So much.
Something that breaks your heart that still ends up being in the top 10. Look at that.
Still. Because the bit at the end with the, I'm not clean, I'm not pure. I get that. I get it. Oh, awesome. Number 5. Number 5 is The Benders from season 1.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. About this episode, but there's just something in this world of monsters and evil and angels and demons. There's just this one little reminder that humans, humans are the real monsters.
Yeah.
They will be cruel just to be cruel. Monsters, like most monsters, are animals, so they kill for food or whatever. But that's just cruelty. And I just think like the sort of the parallels between Dean and the police officer versus Sam and the guy can't remember if it's a guy or a girl actually, but the person who's chained up or like caged up with him, and yeah, I really like it.
Yeah,
just really like it.
No, yeah. I mean, I think even Dean was like people are crazy or whatever. You know, like is it demons I get or something? I don't know if that was,
yeah, people are crazy. I
think you get that only a couple times really in the show. You know what I mean? Like when they really kind of explore that a lot, you know, with almost like a monster of the weeky kind of episode. So yeah. So
interesting choice. My number 4. Yeah. My number 4 is Baby. It's gotta be. She's got to be in there. You can't have a top 10.
I was like, if you didn't have that, then there's an issue. Yeah. Okay, good.
You're like, we're gonna have a problem. Yeah. No, for all the same reasons that Sandra loves Baby, we don't need to go through it again. It's one of those, to say that the show was in decline by season 11. It's a shining fucking star.
Yeah.
You know, everybody remembers Baby. I still can't sing along with the original song without subbing my brother's 67 Chevy in there. And it doesn't fit, by the way. No. It's not just like done for the comedic value in the show. It doesn't fit with the rhythm of the song. But it's and they're just like, they're singing and they're happy, and you know, the amazing Sam eating backseat. Great. I love it. Love it.
It's a great episode. It's really great.
I know what you did last summer. I am a simple person, and don't walk on the laptop. I'm a simple person, and I have simple desires. And Sam is in pain for that entire episode. I love it. When he stands up and he's got like the pills in his palm, just like throws them back and then chases them down with like whiskey. And I'm like, fucking hell. He's in so much pain. And again, I couldn't not put this on here because it inspired a fic of mine. Need was born out of watching that episode where she's on his it's the pain is written all over his face. He doesn't want this. He doesn't want to fuck a demon, but maybe it'll make everything stop hurting for a few minutes, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, you only have to watch that episode to be like, I can see why he wifed her up. The chemistry there is fucking gold star. And I think it's a shame that Jensen didn't get a chance to have that kind of chemistry with his wife.
Oh,
I think that's quite sad.
I think it's interesting that I think that's a to be continued episode. Like I think it's that and then Heaven and Hell. So I find that interesting that like it makes it into your top 10, and then Heaven and Hell make it into my top 10. So it's like really like Sam Dean, like Sam bags a demon, Dean bangs an angel. Let's
we are
side by side. Simple.
Yeah,
simple
we
humans.
are simple people. We are simple people. We don't want much. We just want naked Winchesters, which I don't think is that much to ask for.
It's not really the naked, right? It's just just the situation to put them in that you don't get very often, and I think it's fun. It's fun to have those moments. Oh, good one. Right. Kind of not surprising. So number 2,
Number 2 is Keep Calm and Carry On. The season premiere of season 12. For all the same fucking reasons. Sam in pain. He's tortured people.
Not because Mary's back.
Oh, fuck that bitch. No, he's tortured. There's water. He's like wet. He's shoeless. You couldn't get more naked for a Winchester. He has no shoes on.
Oh my God.
He's soggy. He's tortured. You know, I have issues with the whole mind rape thing that happens to Sam. That might not happen in that episode. It might be the one after. Can't remember. It might be that
episode. It's the second one. I think it's the next one. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Good. I don't even have to qualify my praise. Fabulous. I've been tortured by the devil himself. You're an accent in a pantsuit. Fucking hell. Whoever wrote that, give them an Emmy. Just for that line. I love it. Love it. I love it. Love it. So,
Number
do you want me to do my honorable mentions now, or should we do one and then I'll do mine?
However you want to do it. You want to do your honorable mentions
I'll
first?
I'll follow your lead then. I'll follow your lead.
Okay.
So, number 1.
Da, 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 da.
It's yellow fever.
Aw, yay.
It's yellow fever.
Yay.
Because I think you could, if someone had never seen Supernatural, you could show them yellow fever and they would get a pretty good idea of all the elements in the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know that that's not like, but you get like some normal Dean at the beginning and some normal Dean at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And you get like silly Dean, exasperated Sam. There's like a ghost hunt. Bobby's in. It's just like, I just love it. And I have the tiger. Am I haunted? I don't want to make a left hand turn into oncoming traffic.
That's suicidal.
Really that threw me because it would be a right hand turn over here. Yeah, our room's on the 4th floor. It's just the fucking cat in the locker. Oh man, the flashlight.
Oh man, the flashlight.
Perfect.
Yeah. There's so many great things. Oh, good.
It's just perfect.
So we had two overlaps. That's not too bad.
I have 4 honorable mentions because I'm going to list you.
Okay.
So, Devil May Care, season 9, episode 2. Just kneeling Dean and Abaddon.
Yeah, that is
a
really good one. Oh, that scene has launched so many fics, I'm sure.
1,000 fucking fics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Atomic Monsters, the opening sequence.
Mm-hmm. Again, that's a Jensen directed episode. He did a really good job.
Yeah. Got the beard and the scarf and Benny's fucking I'd love to ask him, like, was he inspired by, because that just gave me immediate, like, I don't know if you ever watched it on Netflix when it was on there, but the Daredevil from Marvel. No, I didn't.
Those kinds of, they do a lot of long shots, and the color kind of like reminded me of that. And I didn't know if he had like that kind of vibe of just like, you know, of orchestrating and directing a scene. There was like a lot of action points, a lot of stunt stuff, and there were definitely cuts, but I felt like he like got inspiration from that a lot. But yeah, he looked such a badass too, and
so fucking good. Yeah,
really good one.
Yeah, so good. So my number 2 honorable mention is just imagination.
Yeah,
11A.
Yeah,
Sully's I love that. I love that for Sam, and he's just the kind of character that you just want to give you a big squish and tell you that it's going to be okay. I need that in my life.
Yeah,
I'm not too proud to admit I need that in my life. I need a Xana to come and tell me that it's all going to be okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Sully, and then this one actually nearly made the cut, and it was at the last second that I took this one out. But Slarp and the Real Girl, it's just fun.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a fun one.
Dean gets so into it,
and he looks like so good as a handmaiden. He just looks so good as a handmaiden. Yeah, he does. He gets so into it. It's great, and seeing Sam, like, you know,
Sam's little ponytail at the end.
Getting into it for Dean at the end. I thought that was sweet too. Yeah, and Charlie's so funny. Yeah. And also we see like I know that Charlie, when she comes, she's like, I'm gay. I'm not. You know. But then like we see her being gay. You know. Yeah.
And like there's no
scandal about it or like or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I know it's Glinda, and I know it comes like back up when like Charlie goes to Oz and stuff. But no, it doesn't even, does it? Because Charlie going to Oz is. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, that's from Dorothy, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So it's just because I know the fairy is called Glinda, and I assume, so that's me. It's Dorothy that takes Charlie to Oz, isn't it? Yeah. But no, and she's just, you know, there's just this pretty girl, and she's like, hello. And like you said, there's no scandal, nobody declares love and then dies. No names.
Yeah.
It's just I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's like 80% Sam's little ponytail. The rest of it's all set dressing. It's 80% the bitch just fucking really cute. But on that note, tell us, what did you think about our definitive top and bottoms? Are you with us? Are you against us? Did we miss out an episode that you think is the best or the absolute worst? You should hit us up and let us know. Where can they do that, Sandra?
They can make their voice a mail and check the description for a link to send us a voice message. You can find links to our personal socials and our AO3 accounts in the description. And there's also a link to my author website and my original fiction.
We also have our own website for the podcast now. So go check out idlingintheimpala.com. That's where you can find all our merch. And there is YouTube stuff, Spotify stuff, some info about me and Sandra. We'd love to hear what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, leave us a comment wherever you access your podcast, but especially if you are listening or watching on YouTube. Likes and comments really help us with the YouTube algorithm. All hail its benevolence. So please, drop us all that good stuff. Check out the current causes that we're championing in the description as well. And with that, we will say thank you for joining us in the backseat, and we will see you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.